Hey, good morning everyone. It's Marv Eisen from Timeless Dollar, and today is Wednesday, November 6th. And to start the day, it's 5 minutes before the market open. It's 9:25. I first like to go and look at the news, then take a snapshot, take a look at the economic calendar, and then I look at my chart. So here's the news, the CNBC website. We look at the Dow futures, S&P, not much movement there, NASDAQ, oil. Then I look at any newsworthy articles that might be market movers. Nothing really here that I see except the headline stocks may be rallying to records, but the earnings outlook is darkening. Doesn't mean that the market is going to be up or down, so we can't glean anything from that. Going to the economic calendar, today, Wednesday, November 6th, we don't have too much scheduled, nothing here that's going to be a market mover on November 6th. And so now let's go to our chart. This is the 15-minute chart of the S&P, not the S&P E-mini, the S&P. And I want to call your attention to the daily chart of the S&P first. Daily chart of the S&P, we see that a window was opened here on November 1st. The window hasn't been closed. And similarly, a window opened here on October 11th. That window hasn't been closed. So just bear that in mind. Here, another one over here. Well, sort of. No, that window was closed. So right now, we are testing the highs, and the market retreated a little bit yesterday. And I want to show you why I'm looking at the S&P and not the S&P E-mini. If we look at the S&P E-mini, again, a daily chart. Here's the E-mini, December contract. We don't see where any window existed here. That's because the overnight trading is on the S&P is not apparent on the S&P index. Overnight trading gives us a view of the traders, the overnight traders, but it masks what's truly happening in the S&P in the underlying index. And over here, you see this window. It's very clear that opened on November 4th from November 1st. But now look at the S&P E-mini. We don't see it on this chart. We don't see it. So that's why you should always look at the underlying index, the S&P, before just going to the S&P E-mini. Now, here's the E-mini. Going back to the E-mini, I'm going to go to